Hey guys, what's up? This is Nav here coming at you with a deck profile. I'm just showing you guys a deck that I played in my channel a couple videos ago with basically this is the Reboot Goku. And if you guys don't know what this Reboot Goku does, when he attacks, you have the option to draw a card or you untap an energy that's blue only. And then to awaken when your life is at 4 or less, or if you have a blue Unison card with a specified cost of 3 in play, you just draw 2 cards and flip them over. And what you get here is the Reboot Soul Striker. Basically, when he attacks, you'll draw a card and then you untap 2 of your mono blue energy. And then at the end of your turn, you choose up to 1 of your blue Unison cards and switch it to active mode. So what makes my deck, I wouldn't say different, but this is the Power Ranger build that I decided to go with, as you've seen on my channel. But I don't have all the Unisons that I really want to play. So I put in some alternative Unisons that I think people should play. And here we go. I'll show you guys and explain it. So what you want to play, you're going to play the 4 Cataplesia, the Universe 3 Policeman. He's just a 1-drop that looks at the top 7 and grabs a Universe 3 card. So what you're gonna grab is either himself or the whole chain that you need. So basically right here, you gotta play 4 of each, by the way. Do not play anything less. This right here is your game winner. You can go in about turn 3. You can just go chain all the way up with this. You can chain up to the 6-drop just instantly. It is not difficult. You play Sensu Beans with this deck, so you're untapping, you're making these guys really powerful, but let me go through them. So basically right here, this is a EX Evolve Cataplesia for 1 energy, for an energy cost of 1. He has dual attack, he has barrier, he has an auto with just paying 1 energy. When an opponent attacks when the energy costs of 4 or less, you negate the attack. I don't really do it that much. It's very rare that you will do it that much, but just keep that in mind. That is one of your options too. So when you're playing against like an aggro deck or like an aggro matchup, you know, you can slow down some of their attacks by just paying an energy and negating an attack. Then the next card you're gonna, EX Evolve into is this 5-drop Cataplesia Righteous Fury. This guy is actually amazing. So he is a critical double strike with the EX Evolve with 2 energy for a Cataplesia of energy cost of 4. And basically when you play him, you draw a card and then you warp one of your opponent's battle cards and send it to the other's warp. It can't get past barrier, really doesn't matter. You're just gonna able to get rid of anything that's, get rid of the blockers, get rid of anything defensive and whatnot, and just attack with a critical double strike. 25k. That is a lot of pressure, and I'm promising you, you can get this out on turn 3. You can really get this out on turn 3 if you're able to untap with your leader. You untap with Sensu Beans. But here's one thing that I do want to say: do not keep him on board by himself, because he has no barrier, he has no deflect, so he can get removed very easily, especially in the meta that we're in. So in any of the turns that you go into this guy, this 5-drop, you must EX Evolve after into Cataplesia Envoy of Justice. This guy is amazing. He's EX Evolve for 1 energy with an energy cost of 5 of a Cataplesia. He has critical, double strike, dual attack, and barrier. And when he evolves into this card, you switch into active mode. So let's think about it for this play. This would be 1 attack right here, because you'll restand. 2 attack, that'd be your second attack. Evolve into him, restand, 3, 4 attacks. And out of those 4 attacks, 3 of them are critical double strikes. This is pressure, especially being 30k. This is almost a magic number right here. Just drop, and if you have your Sensu Beans, it's gonna rack up. This card is pressure. This is your game-winning card right here. These 2 right here are just the game-winning cards of the deck. You will destroy anyone if you chain up to this. You can, like I promise you, you can do this on turn 3. It is not difficult. If you go to turn 4, that's fine. You're able to play multiples. If you've seen my videos, you've seen me chain up to this whole evolution twice. You can do this twice in 1 game. It is really, really easy. And when I play here, so I'm gonna just give you the rest of the battle cards. I play 4 Booney after Image Slash. So listen, so I know this contradicts when I'm saying that I don't have the Unisons that I need. I do not have the baby Unison, and I don't have the Golden Ape. I got these guys before they skyrocketed, okay? I pulled 2 of them when I bought like a case for the draft box 5, you know, and then I bought the last 2 boonies for $20 a piece, okay? I didn't expect them to go up to like 60, 80, like when it, you know, when it was super, very expensive. So I play 4 boonie, you know, I don't care what people say about playing 3 or 2 or all that. I just play 4. I like it. It's a lot of pressure. You look at the top card of your opponent's deck. If it's a battle card, you know, you're able to untap an energy on your opponent's turn, and think about it, on top of your leader's effect to untap 2 energy. So you're basically untapping 3 energy total. So you have a lot of room for defense on your opponent's turn, and you get to bring out some tokens. So let me show you guys something. These are all foil, okay? You need to play these. You see the glare? Look at that. It doesn't glare too much here because there's no light on it, but you need to play these tokens, okay? If you don't have them foil, don't play it at all. These are all foiled out tokens. This is what you need to play when you drop this on board, because this is going to give a lot of pressure to the opponent. They're going to be stressed out. They're going to see the light and the glare, and they're just going to be like, oh man, this is too much. But all right, let me stop. But you're going to have, you know, you're going to want to have your tokens on deck and ready for this. And the tokens, by the way, the Abuni After Image tokens, they have 15K power and 5K combo power. So on top of these guys attacking, you can just use the tokens as, you know, combo food. You can also use it defensively when your opponent is attacking you. So it's really, really good. Right here, the next 2 cards I play is the Janemba Raging Incarnation of Evil. So one of my friends put me onto this card. You know, when I saw it get released from the anniversary box, I was kind of like, I was impressed with it. Like, I was thinking like, oh, this is really cool, especially in blue. But man, this card comes into like, it basically, if you bring this card out, it's critical deflect, 20K. So it's critical deflect. So they cannot counter this. When he gets played, at the start of your opponent's next turn, you're going to untap 3 of your mono blue energy to active mode, and then you draw a card. And then with your leader, you untap 2 cards. So if you have so much energy, that's basically 5 energy. So this card is so free. He's technically just a 1-drop or a free drop, because you don't have to pay for anything. Once your leader is awakened, you're untapping so much energy. So this gives you a lot of, you know, this gives pressure to the opponent. They're just taking critical hits. As you can see, you have 4, 8, 10 cards in your deck that's just straight critical hits. Critical, crit, crit, crit. You can never have enough of crits, you know? So I say this card is good. I know some people play what's his name? Mercham or whatever, the 4-drop from one of the universes. I don't remember what universe it is. I think it's like Universe 10 or something. I can't remember. To be honest with you, I'm sorry. But, you know, you just look at the top deck and give it double strike, and that's really good. But this guy, you're really going to want this, you know, for the defensive edge. And let's just continue. So what I played for some other negate for a battle card, I actually played this guy, Make You Chop, Bobbin, and Weaving. He just has a counter attack where you just negate the attack, and when you play him, you choose up 20 your blue energy and switch it to active mode. So, you know, whenever your leader attacks, whenever you untap energy with a Boonie or Janemba, you're always gonna have open energy, and you just play a little negate, technically for 1 energy, and he's 15K. You just got him, you have him on the board, so it's really, really good. For super combos, I play 4 Zamasu Sacred Disbelief, and this card, you know, just the regular staple super combo that all blue decks really are playing right now. So basically, if your leader is blue or yellow, when you combo with this card from your hand, you just choose up to one of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards and switch it to rest mode. So you can punish heavy on your opponent if they didn't attack with their leader, and you have this card in hand, you just rest it, and you know, you got 10K power. And then I play, you know, because it's perfect for this, I play Son Goku and hit Supreme Alliance. He has blocker and arrival for blue yellow. your rival with blue, yellow, and energy cost of blue. So that's basically, hey, you do this as a Masu. You start playing this card. If your leader is blue or yellow, he has an active main, active battle with the leaders being blue or yellow, you switch this card to active mode. So this is your dual attacker on your turn, or if you only attacked once with it, then he is a double blocker on the opponent's turn. So you just go really aggressive with this. So here's one thing I want to tell people. If you save the Goku in hits when you, just don't do it randomly. Just don't do it because you think it's free, you know, like, oh, okay, I'm just going to do that for nothing. You know, when you do this Zamasu super combo, save the Gokus in hits. Do it when you have multiple Goku in hits in your hand, because you will plus a lot. As you saw in my last game, I played 3 down. You know, I was just holding it until it was time and my energy was open. I was able to rest the card. You know, that's something you can do with the Janemba Raging Incarnation of Evil. You'll untap 3 energy, you draw a card, your opponent attacks, use a Masu, you rest the leader, then you pay with those 3 blue energies. You can bring out the Goku hit. So, you know, save this when it's time to bring out multiples. I don't really like it when you only just bring out one. I think it's a waste. I think it's best when you have multiple copies of this card, because it will just really add a lot of pressure on top of what you're doing up here and here. You're just putting a lot of hits in. Like I told you, that's 4 hits right there. That can be 5, 6. It's nuts. It's really, really nuts. So for my Unisons, this is what I play. Like I said, I don't have the cards, but it's for someone who wants to play a version where if you don't have a Boonie and you want to play something budget, you know, there's other 4-drop options. Like I said, you can play more of the Janemba. For the Unisons, if you don't have the baby Unison, I suggest to go for this guy. This is Raditz Giant Force. This came from the new Draft Box 6. So basically, he's a blocker with an auto that once per turn, when this card activates its blocker skill, you switch it to active mode. So basically, you're able to block twice on your opponent's turn with this Unison. And if you think about it, if you have this Goku out, you can block twice as well. So that's 4 blocks. And that doesn't even include with the negates that you have. So you're very, very defensive, but at the same time, you're being offensive as well. So basically, there is some kind of downsides with this, but let me just give you the pluses, okay? So he's a 3-drop blue energy, so he's easy to, you know, turn 3, you can awaken immediately. He has an active main for no marker gain or no marker loss. You're going to draw a card, and at the end of this turn, you switch on to active mode. Don't care about the switching to active mode because your leader does that for you, but just do this for extra draw power, okay? The -2, I rarely did, but it basically has an active main where for removing 2 markers, you're going to choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, return it to the hand, and at the end of the turn, you switch up to one of your blue energy. So basically, on the turn that you do this with your leader, you're going to untap 3 energy, you know? It's so good. But the thing is, I understand why this card is not seeing play right now, because it doesn't gain any markers. You know, it shuts down your trunks, your God Sealing Technique trunks. Like, I can understand, I really do. So what I recommend is on a turn that you want to awaken, you have 3 energy, do the Raditz play. If you are already awakened, or if you're going to awaken and you want to have a Unison on board so you can have your God Sealing activated, pay this for 4 energy instead. And then with your leader attacking anyways, you basically pay 2 energy to bring out a 19k battle Unison with 4 markers, you know, and just keep it at high, you know, block when you know you're unable to defend combo power wise. Block when you see a large threat. Do not be afraid to lose markers on this guy. Do not be afraid to block. You know, it's gonna help you out. Another Unison that I play, but I only play 2 of, is SS4 Goku, Protector of Earth. This card is amazing. So basically, he's a 5-drop, or technically a 3-drop in this deck. 15k Unison, that he has an auto that when he's played during your opponent's next turn, they can't attack with battle cards unless they choose unless they choose one of their battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or more and place it at the bottom of the deck. So this right here will shut down a lot of aggro plays, or shut down, or this right here can shut down decks that take a while to set up. You just bounce everything back, with the -2. And the -2 says choose all of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and then return it to the owner's hand. So you're just able to bounce all of their cards, everything that they set up for, for 5 turns long, for 5 turns straight, that they just set up this amazing board and you just bounce it back. And then with the auto, it's like as if they can't even attack, if you think about it, because if you bounce everything, think of it like this. So you bounce everything. You return everything back to the hand. You attack with whatever. You pass your turn. So your opponent would play a battle card, which is not a problem. But the thing is, they can't attack with the battle card unless they put a battle card with an energy cost of 2 or more and place it at the bottom of the deck. But if you bounced everything, it just slows them down. They're unable to attack that turn. It's like, it's like as if you did like flying nimbers or something, because the only thing that can attack is like the Unison and the leader. So this card is really, really good. I play this at times where I am getting overwhelmed with just strong battle cards. My opponent has just like this insane board setup, and I just pay 5 energy, do that, bounce everything back, basically reset it. They have to work hard to get their board back. And if you have God Sealing Trunks, you're able to stop you're able to stop anything big from coming out. So this card is really good. And it also has a -1 active main where you draw 2 cards and then choose 1 card from your hand and place it at the bottom of the deck. So you just filter out. You just put anything that is useless in your hand back to the bottom of the deck so you get some draw power. And you, of course, right here, the staple. SS, Super Saiyan Trunks, God Sealing Technique, Counterplay. If you can't activate Counterplay skills, which I don't think there's no other counterplay cards in my deck, so this doesn't matter to me. So basically, you just bounce a card, because if you bounce a card for free as long as you have a blue Unison with 2 or more markers. So it's really amazing, Or if you want to put them on board, which I've never seen anyone do, you can play them for free. 15k body if you just want to, go for the aggressive move. And then also for more negates, by the way, I play SS2 Trunks, Heroic Prospect. So this card, let me get this glare out the way. Come on, yo. Okay, so here it says it's a counterplay, 15k. You negate the attack, then you play this card. Then during your opponent's turn, if you have a blue Unison card in play, which you will, because it's not that hard to bring them out, you reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. So he's basically a 1-drop negate. And when this card is played, my opponent cannot attack with battle cards with energy cost greater than their current energy for the turn unless they choose 2 cards in their hand and place it at the bottom of the deck. Man, this is good against Vegeta. This is good against Red Broly. This is good against Gogeta. Not Gogeta. Gogeta too, but this is good against a lot of cards, a lot of archetypes. Good against Dark Broly, because they have to put cards in the bottom. They get punished if they want to attack, because it's so easy now lately in this game to just bring out big cards that big cards for little energy. You're spending less energy now to bring out the most in the strong battle cards. For the overarm, I only just play 1 Secret Identity Mask Saiyan just for any board removal, because as you see, really my only board removal is the Goku Unison and my Raditz. I don't have, in my Cataplesia Righteous Fury, and those are just my only board removals. So if I need something else that's really strong, it's this guy right here. He's a overrun for 6. When this card is played using overrun, you just choose any number of your opponent's battle cards that add up to a total cost of 6 or less and send them to the owner's warp. So if, like, let's say you're playing against Aboonies, you remove the tokens, you get rid of Aboonie itself, you get rid of anything else, just gets rid of threats or blockers. And for the extra cards, all I really play is 4 Sensu Beans, which, I don't care what anyone says. Some people are playing 3, some people are playing 2. I think when you play the Power Ranger build, you have to play 4. You have to just max it out, because on top of opening plays for your Catapolicias, it increases their strength. These guys slowly becoming, 35Ks, 40Ks, 45Ks, just hitting them with crits. You can also do it with Goku and hit if you want to go to the offensive. So now your Goku and hit is 24K, or on your opponent's turn, the 24K blockers that you're able to block twice. So this opens up so many plays. I do not care what anybody says. Max this card out. And for my last negates is Dimension Magic, typical staple in all blue decks. Counterattack if your leader card's blue, negate the attack, then choose up to 2 of your energy and switch on the active mode, sparking 5. You take a life and you just do it for free and untap 2 energy. So basically for the negates, you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 cards that can technically negate attacks before going into combo phase. So that's amazing. And then for the blockers, you have 4, 8. You have 8 blockers in this deck. So you have so many ways to just go defensive. Like this deck, I do not go into 4 life so early. I go to 4 life like around, I don't know, like maybe turn, if I want to awaken immediately, it'll be turn 3. But if not, it'll be like turn 4, turn 5, or actually you can awaken, but you'll have high life. That's what I meant to say. Sorry about that. You're just gonna have high life, and I hope you guys really like this deck. If you want to play it, go ahead, play it, because there's just some other ways that you can play the deck without having to spend a boony amount of money. If you don't have a boonies, that's fine. Just play other, like I said, play more Janimba cards. If you don't have the Baby Unison, okay, play the Raditz, Giant Force, and play this guy as well. These cards are amazing. Customize it. I hope you guys enjoy the deck profile. Build it to your liking. Test it out. Let me know how you feel about the deck. Like I said, I don't have the Baby Unison. I don't have the Golden Ape, but you can still just make ways to just play it in your style and have fun with it. Hope you guys have a safe day or night. Goodbye.